いつも君と待ち続けた季節は何も言わず通り過ぎた。雨はこの街に降り注ぐ少しのリグレットと罪を包み込んで泣かないことを誓ったまま時は過ぎ痛む心に気がつかずに僕は一人になった記憶の中でずっと二人は生きてゆける君の声が今も胸に響くよ。それは愛がさまよう限り君は少し泣いた。あの時見えなかった。
I think it's safe to rest here now. Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
I feel like somebody's watching us.
Seriously?
I guess.
What?
All right.
Huh?
You did it!
What is it? We've reached our destination.
I bet that one could give me a decent workout.
You're planning to fight it? Gotta break through! I shall ensure.
I'm expert! Come through! I'm only getting started!
Rising War!
They may look cute and stuff, but they're vicious! I'm only getting started!
Sonic Spear!
In a vine?
Spear, pierce evil!
I'll finish you here and now!
Seismic Rupture!
Death in the wind!
Ignite!
My reach is even wider.
Where are you going? I'm ready!
Dragon Seismic
Will this help?
What's this?
Amazing.
Eagle Assault!
This one's mine!
I'll tear you apart!
Back into the glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Power surges through me.
Freeze laser!
What's this? I can carve through armor! I'll find you again! Come to an end.
Lunar corruption!
Sonic Spear! Burn!
Lunar blast!
No further!
Here's a healing arc!
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Spear! Enemy flare! I'm on a roll now! Dragon Thrust! Crumble! Tornado Drop! Dragon Sword! Sonic Spear!
It's weakened!
Relay! Light Burst Force!
Radiant finishing!
Lunar corruption!
The flame and fire! You're gonna be let free! Ready and seismic rupture! Now you see what I can... Oh, now no further! Orochi's Fury! Seismic rupture! Outline you to stop!
Power of water!
Death in the wind!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
The finishing blow!
You'll need to be used to it, kid.
I'll take on that challenge!
You're such unadulterated.
Denied!
Water, hear my call!
These fists have got your name on
That's
them!
my cue!
You picked the wrong... Shut him down!
Death on the wind! In a bind? I'll grind you into dust! Seismic rupture! Stop! Anything in armor is all mine!
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. Be better.
Seismic rupture! Light burst forth!
Radiant finishing!
Everyone's still in one piece?
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Sure.
Right!
Hey!
Yeah!
Well, if it ain't the Blazing Sword and his merry crew.
Mahavar? I can't believe you're still alive.
Course I am. If you landlubbers can make it out of that sinking ship alive, ain't no reason an old sea dog like me wouldn't too.
Yeah, but that wave hit hard. I'm glad to see you're okay. Sorry we put you in so much danger back there.
All water under the bridge at this point. You helped make one of my life's dreams come true. The ship, on the other hand, she took a bit of a beating, though, I'll admit.
Really? What happened to it? It looks fine to me on the outside.
She's fine now, but she was in rough shape when I made it back here. Engine chamber gave up the ghost. Without a lot of options, I decided to talk to the head honcho of the Dark Wings and see if he could help at all. And wouldn't you know it, Crazy Fool sent over Renan engineers to help. Can you believe it?
Renan?
Yep. Said they came from Menancia. They were real professionals. Did what they needed to and didn't give me guff or anything. I was damn near floored.
So they did the work themselves. Good on them.
Well, they did a bang-up job, because she's better than ever now. Speaking of which, I take it she's why you're here?
Yes. We need to get out on the ocean, and fast. When can we set sail?
Give the man a minute to think it over, Alphen. He hasn't even said yes yet.
It's all right, little lady. I'm a man of the sea. I'll gladly help. Hop aboard, folks.
This thing already looked plenty huge from afar. Seeing it up close makes it really hit home.
I didn't expect the journey to go so smoothly. I figured the Renans would send something to sink us.
Maybe they didn't think we had the nerve to come.
Somehow I kinda doubt that.
It's entirely possible they don't see us as a threat.
What do you mean?
That they think they're beyond our reach. Still, this structure is quite the unusual sight. Truth be told, never seen anything like it.
You're right. It doesn't look like the buildings on Lenegis at all. Or like any Renan structure for that matter.
It's weird. It doesn't feel like the kind of thing that has people inside either. Yeah, it's definitely something creepy. What the hell is it even made of?
I don't know. It's not mechanical or biological, but it's definitely alive in some way.
Shion?
I'm okay. It's nothing.
Well, what do we do now?
We have to stop this thing from siphoning off all of Dana's astral energy. That means finding the core and smashing it to bits.
Okay, but look at the size of it. I don't know if we'll find the core just wandering around.
Good point. Can anyone get a read on the astral energy around us? Any kind of a sign?
There's a rather enormous flow of energy moving directly upwards. If we wish to follow it, we'll have to do some climbing.
Rinwell?
Over there?
Hey, what's up with you?
Huh?
You okay? What happened?
I'm not sure. When I was reaching out to the astral energy, I thought I heard a voice.
A voice?
Yeah. I couldn't make out any words, but it sounded like it wanted me to come to it.
This seems like a trap, right?
It's not a trap.
How can you tell?
Listen, I don't know why, but when it spoke to me, I knew it wasn't hostile.
What do you think?
It could well be a trap. However, it's also our only real option short of wandering aimlessly about.
Let's trust Rinwell on this.
You sure?
Yeah.
It beats the alternative, I guess. What did I say? Sheesh, it's like walking on eggshells around here.
Sometimes you have to choose your words more carefully, Law.
Huh? Oh, right.
It's noisy in here, isn't it?
Things should calm down a little once we're through with this place.
Optimistic as always.
I see that the interior of the wedge is every bit as strange and unusual as the exterior. Intriguing.
If I didn't see it come from Lenegis, I wouldn't believe it was Renan. Just what's with this place?
Yeah, it's all twisty and lumpy. Whatever it's all for, I'm stumped.
Look at that enemy! It's shining!
This one will be difficult to predict.
Blazing storm! Blazing flame! Seismic blast!
Oh, this one's gonna be tough!
Now it's my turn!
Seismic rupture!
Now we're not... Can't get out of this!
The flame and dance in the wind to be let free!
Do it!
Leave the charges to...
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Lightning!
Hold
on to your arms! Here I
That
come!
one's mine!
Crescent
Flash!
Do it!
Take! Blow them away! How's that?
Acceptable.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Discourteous, aren't you?
I'll smash you!
Not on my watch! Annihilation!
You require a hand.
Fury! Burning strike! Whatever you do, just stay away from the force!
We got the advantage!
Good from the wind. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause Law's on!
You dare strike me from behind?
Watch this!
Do it! That's my...
All yours, Kisara!
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
This is all Dana's astral energy.
Are you saying the Renans are funneling it through here to send to Lenegis?
Sure looks like it. We have to put a stop to it, quickly.
Let's see what you've got.
Easter!
Whoa, away! I'll run you into dust!
Here I come!
Do it! Reload! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Barely a blip on our radar.
No sooner said than done!
Dance on the wind!
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
That was way stronger than regular firepower.
You won't hear me complaining.
This seems strange. Like it should be among creatures you'd find in a forest.
Cut it out! I don't need to hear that! It's gotta be man-made, right?
Were it so, it would not be any easier to predict. Remain vigilant.
Gotta break through!
Where are you going?
Whoa, away!
Double demon
Rupture!
Destruction!
Dance on the wind!
First strike!
Seismic rupture!
Searing flame! Not on my watch!
Dance on the wind! One! Take! Blow them away!
Searing flame of fury! Glacial steel!
Finish them! Take! Blow them away!
Well then, I should probably think about tonight's menu.
Storm! Tornado drive! Can't get out of this!
Burn!
Here's a healing art!
Take!
Searing flame! That's wielding art? Now,
Finish this!
All yours, Kisara!
Come and face me!
Armor won't save you! I'll grind you into death!
Annihilation! Here's flame of fury!
Dragon Shout! I'll finish you here and now!
Glacial steel! Here's evil! Tree laser!
I'll grind you into dust! Swallow dance! Step back! This one's all law!
And here I am.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Rising Wyvern! I'll take you all off!
Hold on to your art. Here I come! Your wings won't save you from me!
ST Airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Now I'm in the groove!
Rising Wyvern!
Leaving smelling to me.
Yeah! And pummel you into
Searing flame!
It's over!
seismic rupture! with a shot!
Cyan
Reload! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Radiant Light! Here!
Sonic thrust! Double demon fang!
Seismic rush! Go away! I'll grind you with a
Do it!
shot! Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Well, looky here.
Let's see what you've got. No further!
Here's evil.
I'll grind you into dust! Seismic rush! I'll grind you into dust!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall.
Make a wall! Now I'm in the groove! Seismic rush! Not today! The tempest engulfs you!
Do it!
Outlet!
In an instant!
Impact block!
We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Healing
The heavens must be smiling.
Hey, new equipment!
It's on! The tempest engulfs you! I can carve through armor! I'll grind you into dust! Now we're not... In a bind? I'll grind you into dust!
Do it!
In the groove!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
I'm on! I'll grind you into dust! Snap! Dragon Swarm! Swallow Dance! Tempest engulfs you!
Do it!
In an instant!
Impact block!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Get lost!
Crescent Flash! First strike! Be still! Storm! Hurricane Thrust! I'll grind you into dust! Crescent Flash! Just get left free! All tempest engulfs you! Kisara! All yours, Kisara! Can't get out of this! I'll grind you into dust!
Do it!
Seismic Russia!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This might be some decent equipment.
Any...
This place definitely isn't easy to navigate. That's for sure.
I doubt this structure was conceived with the ease of people's movement in mind.
Yeah. We've been seeing nothing but Zoogle nests.
It's almost as if we're inside an incredibly immense spirit vessel of some sort.
A spirit vessel? If that's the case, then that would make Lenegis the master core that's receiving all the astral energy.
Hey, have you heard that voice again since we came in here?
Oh, so now you believe me.
I never said I didn't believe you.
The further in we go, the stronger the voice gets.
Is that a sign we're going the right way then?
Where's this voice coming from? Can you tell?
Yeah, kind of. I hear it inside me, but I feel like it's also coming from every direction around us. It's hard to describe. It's almost like it's surrounding me.
Surrounding, huh?
Considering astral energy is involved, it's not that unusual.
Right, but it's not scary or anything. Listening to it is really soothing.
If you think so, just promise you'll say something if the voice gets too clingy or anything.
I promise.
Retreat if you know what's good for you. Now you see what I can do.
This one's mine!
I'll grind you into dust. Dance on the way.
Be careful, everyone. This one isn't normal.
I'll grind you into dust.
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
I'll get you all off.
Seven Eye off! Don't mind if I do!
Rising Wyvern!
The enemy wields our too.
You'll soon see about that!
We got the advantage. Good on the wing.
Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because law's on. And you can't get out of this.
Seems about right to me.
Coming through.
Handle this.
Tornado drive. Swallow blade. Not today. You.
Where are you going? Too ahead! What's not even there?
I'll smash you.
Amazing.
Healing circle!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I hear. No,
Easy ensnaring for me. Yeah. In a bind.
Destruction! This
Lunar
one's all
corruption!
mine!
Lunar power!
Burn in hell!
Here goes! Far enough!
I'll grind you into dust. Oh, now I'm real mad. I'll grind you into dust. No further. I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Dark wind! Seismic rupture! Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
We're in good form!
Come and face me!
Seismic rupture!
Raining
I'll
power!
grind you into dust! Does it hurt? Does it hurt? Super swallow dance! Seismic rupture!
Do it!
Now I'm in the groove! Hey! Blow them away! How's that? Acceptable. The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
Crescent Flash!
Do it!
Whoa! Hey! Blow them away!
Our weapons are the sword and...
Fists and...
Staff.
And you ruined it. We've sure climbed up a long way, haven't we?
Watch your step ahead. With no fencing in place, it would be quite hazardous to fall.
Now or never. Dance on the wind.
In a bind?
Pierce through! Sword Rain Alpha! I'll grind you into dust!
Leave the agile ones to it.
You barely managed to turn that battle.
You don't need to sound surprised.
Perhaps I'll put more faith in you then.
Well, I certainly won't argue.
Glacial Spear.
All yours, Kisara!
Megasonic Thrust!
Seismic Rupture!
Try this!
Elusive Deity!
Explosive Leg!
Spear!
Super Swallow
Tornado
Dance.
Drive! Tempest
Do
Shield!
it! This one's got your name on it!
Act to action! The heavens must be smiling.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Now burn! Burning! Crash you!
Glacial Spear. Pierce evil.
Sword Rain Alpha!
I never miss.
Crumble! Outline you!
Do it!
Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Act to action! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
Can't get out of this! And then you're dead.
Do it!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Radiant Eat this! Talon Hurricane!
You're being targeted!
I'll grind you into dust!
In an instant!
Impact Block!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
We got... some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
Dispose of the trash.
Dance on the wind! First strike! Seismic Rupture!
Here,
I'll grind you into dust! Burn! Crescent Flash! Seismic Rupture!
In a bind?
Seismic Rupture! Anything normal is all mine!
He's an...
In an instant!
Impact Block!
Didn't even break a sweat.
what I can do!
Lightning, this one's mine!
Not in your dreams! Still body slam into next week!
Denied! In a bind?
Gemini Aqua!
Now it's my turn!
Enter the flaming fire! Yours to be let free! You picked the wrong fight!
On a roll now!
Here's a healing arc! First aid!
Now it's hurricane! That freaking does it!
Annihilation!
These fists have got your name on them!
Let's go!
Annihilation! Here's a healing arc!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Raising
Here's a healing arc!
you into dust! One dance! Death on the wind!
Hurricane Burst!
This one's mine!
I'll grind you into burn! I'm on a roll now!
Finish this!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
You're mine!
Storm! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
So, fire and earth astral energy, huh?
A perfect combination.
Maybe it's time I try on something new.
Courteous, aren't you? Can't get out of this!
By the power of Christ! Don't mind if I do! You're done! Mega Ray!
Come and face me! Seismic Rupture! This one's mine!
Dance on the wind!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Demon Fang!
You barely managed to turn that battle.
You don't need to sound surprised.
I'll put more faith in you. This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Do it!
Raining Slash!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
No choice!
Dance on the wind! Take this! Carve through armor!
Take this!
No further!
I'm on Alpha!
The Tempest engulfs you!
Lightning!
Throw away! I'll grind you into dust! Flying free! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Eat dirt!
Ice tornado!
Seismic rupture!
None shall escape this one's mine!
Demon Fang!
Death in the wind!
Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara! Over so soon?
Way.
In a bind? I'll grind you into dust! Dance in the wind!
Rising Phoenix!
Seismic rupture! I'm on a roll, I'll grind you into dust! Watch that! Elusive deity! See what I can do!
Glacial spear! Here's evil! Freeze laser! Surface knuckle!
Ignite!
We got the advantage!
Good. Just have to make sure we
Can't
keep
get out
it.
of this! Don't worry, cause Raw's on! Grind you into dust! Seismic rupture!
That's not...
In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed ball.
Double Demon Fang!
Seismic rupture!
Do it!
I'm in your debt.
That's what I like to hear.
Don't mind if I do!
No further!
Talon Hurricane! Annihilation! I'm ready for This one's mine! Talon Force!
All mine!
I'll smash you! I'm on a roll now!
Ignite!
Here, let me help!
Eat this!
I owe you one.
Oh, now the bombs are done! Seismic rupture!
Annihilation!
Can't get out of this!
Burning Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze laser!
This one's mine!
Talon Hurricane! I don't heal you all!
I'll grind you into now I'm real mad!
Healing
Seismic rupture! I'll grind you into dust! What a
Cyan Instant!
My reach is even
Torrent
wider!
Alpha!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
The tempest engulfs you!
Freeze laser!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Lightning carve through armor!
Eat dirt!
Dragon Shadow! Far enough! Burn! Steel!
In a bind? I'll grind you into dust! Let's tear 'em up! Do it! One! Hey! Blow them away!
Here's the healing arm!
Acceptable.
Now
Do it! One! Hey! Blow them away!
Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Here?
It's here?
Yes. All the energy flowing through the wedge comes together and collects here.
Is that thing a Zoogle? Holy crap, it's huge!
A central core and a Guardian?
Once we beat that thing, it'll stop the wedge from taking in any more astral energy, right?
It seems we're in for a fight regardless.
Here it comes. Stay sharp, everyone!
Is there no end to what the Remnants can cook up?
I don't know if that's machine or what, but I do know it's pissing me off!
Watch yourself. There is no knowing what it is capable of.
Any other wisdom you want to pass along?
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
Dragon Shell!
Spear!
Ready and ready! I can carve
Spear.
through armor!
Here's the evil!
Ignite!
Dragon Shell! Rip and tear!
Tornado Drive! Can't get out of this!
Dragon Shell!
A freezing storm!
Sonic Spear!
Rising Wyvern!
Ice tornado!
You make quick work of them!
Want me to pick up your slack, Ben?
Just pointing it out!
Spear!
Here's the evil!
Dragon Shell!
Rising Phoenix!
Freeze Blazer!
Infernal Punch! Eagle Assault! Another one
I'm
down!
out of it! I'm all stopped up!
Sonic Spear!
Dragon Shell!
Flying Light Spear!
You're being targeted.
Keep calm and take them down!
Sonic Spear!
Shattering the... You're mine! Attack time! Dragon Shell!
Rising Wyvern!
Power surges through
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful. With the blazing sword, and with the sword.
Shia.
the enemy wields ours too.
You'll soon see about that!
Dance in the wind! Seismic rupture! I'll grind you in the dust!
We barely managed to turn that battle.
You don't need to sound surprised.
Perhaps I'll put more faith in you then.
Well, I certainly won't argue.
Where are you going?
Seismic rupture! Crescent flash!
Oh, now you're
Cosmic rupture!
Arcade!
Crescent
Shattering
flash!
the pieces! Attack
Seismic rupture!
water!
Take this!
Burning
Take this!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Freeze Blazer!
Sonic Spear!
Rising Phoenix!
From beyond.
Looks like this one's mine!
Like hell it
In a
is.
vine?
Mega Ray!
Dragon Shell!
Hold on to your arms!
Eat
Here
dirt!
it comes!
Finish it!
Ridwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant finish it!
Is it over?
What the hell is going on?
Ridwell! It's too dangerous! Stay back!
Hey, are you crying?
I'm not the only one.
I heard it. Whatever it was, I heard it.
As did I. I'm not sure I'd call it a voice, but it was there.
What in the world just happened?
That was Dana's astral energy we just encountered. And I think what we heard might have been its voice?
You're saying astral energy has a mind of its own?
I haven't the slightest idea. But do you remember what happened when we fought Balseph back in Calaglia?
You mean when that fire monster came out of the spirit vessel?
Exactly. There was such a huge overflow of astral energy, it caused a monster to spawn and take physical form. Maybe the same thing happened here, just with way more astral energy and a bigger monster.
Does that mean if you gather enough astral energy, it can become sentient or take a physical form?
That's what I'm guessing, but it's just speculation. Master Cores are able to hold a lot more energy than a spirit vessel, but we still haven't seen anything like that happen in our dealings with them.
That being said, there may be a mechanism of sorts inside Master Cores and spirit vessels that prevents such reactions.
That fire monster. I remember how it only appeared after Balsef's spirit vessel broke.
Then the reason Rinwell was able to sense all that astral energy earlier must have been because it was too much for that Zoogle to contain by itself.
So, then where do you think the Zoogle went? All that energy and poof, it's gone. The Zoogle with it. Doesn't that sound weird to anyone?
Indeed it does. However, in order for us to move our hypothesis forward, we will need to gather more evidence first. On that note, how are you holding up, Rinwell?
I just can't work out why. Why the voice reached out to me first.
Rinwell?
I can't help but wonder if it's because of my heritage that I was the one to hear it. Sorry. That's a strange thing to think, isn't it? Anyway, we should get going, right? We need to make sure the energy flow has actually stopped.
Are we gonna have to take this winding path all the way back down, too?
Yeah, but if anything, it should be easier than the climb up.
Really? Well then.
Actually, I've heard it's easier to develop muscle aches when going down.
Seriously? Everything all right? You kinda looked like you wanted to get something off your chest.
Huh? Oh,
Or not, you know, whatever.
Yeah. You know...
Yeah?
Sorry, never mind. Just forget it.
You want to try being a little less cryptic, maybe? Yeah, all right, jeez. Sorry for taking an interest.
Stop it! It's okay, Hootle! Sorry. I guess I still don't really know how to put it into words.
Nah, that's fine. No rush. It might help you to talk about it, though.
I'll keep that in mind. And thanks.
Time to let it rip!
I'm ready! Can't get out of this!
It's over!
Blazing flame! Let the Markdor handle this! Let's tear him up!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help.
Does it! I'll grind you into dust!
Healing circle!
I owe you one.
Grind you into dirt!
To be let free.
Searing tempest!
I'm on a roll now! No further!
Flare tornado!
Double demon back.
Oh, now!
A charge like that could easily be
See
fatal.
what happened there
Just
as you
as
crossed
well,
it.
I'm here to
Shouldn't have
stop
done that.
Healing circle! Lunar
What's
corruption!
this?
Do it!
What I do about
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one!
Already on! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Seismic
corruption!
Ignite! Nice work! Finish it!
Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Retreat if you know what's good for you! I shall
You require a hand.
in a bind!
Piercing storm!
Seismic rupture! Now you will see what I can do! Watch this! Dance on the wind! First strike! Do it!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go! Piercing
Your blade moves like silk. I just let my instincts take over. How fascinating.
In an instant! Impact block!
Don't get careless.
And here I am.
way!
Dance on the wind! Not today! Can't get out of this! Dance on the wind!
Tornado! I never miss!
In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Rising light!
I'll grind you into dust!
Finish this!
All yours, Kisara!
Easy peasy, huh, Hoodle? Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Hold on to your art. Here I come. Lunar corruption. Lunar blast.
Nothing gets by me!
In a bind?
Demon Fang!
Stay calm.
Finish it!
Hey! Blow them away! How's that?
Acceptable.
Grind you into dust! Watch this!
Finish it!
I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah. Let's see what you've got. I'll grind you into dust!
Eat dirt!
Dance on the wind!
The Tempest engulfs you! Finish it!
Hey! Blow them away!
Here, let me help.
Fury!
I'll grind you into dust!
Glacial Spear. Here's the evil.
Demon Fang! In an instant!
Impact Blow!
Sighted. Got you.
The Tempest engulfs you!
Talon Hurricane!
I'm ready for the next battle.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this. Far enough!
Annihilation! Eat dirt! Where are you going? Arch Field! Not on my watch! Gemini Aqua!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And I put it up to me!
I'll grind you into
I'm
dust!
surrounded!
Tornado! Hot
Here! Sword Rain Alpha!
I'll grind you and can't get out of this!
Ignite!
I'll grind you into dust!
Swallow dance!
All right!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
These fists has got your name on them!
Sword Rain Alpha! Finish it!
All yours, Kisara!
Take it!
Precision time.
Do it!
All a perfect...
In an instant!
Impact Blow! Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
Hey, that looks pretty good.
And here I am.
It looks like that beam of light has stopped.
Then is it safe to say we've avoided oblivion for the time being?
I can still sense a faint glimmer of energy, though. It hasn't completely dispersed.
You can tell? Rinwell, your senses seem a lot sharper than before, don't they?
And you said you heard that voice, right?
I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel bad, though.
If trace amounts, however small, do remain, then it leaves us no choice. We must destroy the entire structure.
What do you suggest? We bring it down piece by piece?
Once that's done, what do we do then?
We go to Lenegis. Even if we could destroy the whole wedge like he suggested, it'd only buy us time. The fact they sent this thing down tells me they're not giving up this planet without a fight.
There's also the matter of the Renis Alma. Its circumstances still have yet to be truly resolved.
But how do we even get to Lenegis?
What if we hotwire one of their starships? There's gotta be one on the planet somewhere, right?
Starships are only seen on Dana at the start and end of the Crown Contest. Otherwise, they remain on Lenegis. Believe it or not, we Renans down here aren't quite as free to come and go as one might think.
Great. Well, I'm out of ideas then. We definitely don't have the tech to build a starship. And even if we found a Renan who'd help, who knows how long that'd take.
Yeah. Waiting for a starship to come down from Lenegis would probably be quicker than that.
Wait. Alphen, when you came down from Lenegis, it had to have been in a starship of your own, right?
Right. Oh, of course.
You can't be serious. That was 300 years ago. There's no way it's still gonna work.
But Alphen didn't wake up until a few years ago. That means it had to have still been functioning that whole time to keep his body preserved.
Indeed. You wouldn't happen to remember where you landed, would you?
My memories around where I parked are still a little hazy, but I do know that I woke up in Calaglia, so chances are it's still in the area. At least it's a place to start. Luckily, that realm's my old stomping ground, so I should be able to get us some help finding her.
This is it.
Yeah. As long as Lenegis stands there, there's no avoiding it.
So what's this help in Calaglia you're planning to enlist?
My buddy Nath. If anyone there knows something, I figure it's him. But first, we need to catch a boat and get back to the mainland. Our first port of call is Ulzebek.
Back where you first started out.
Yeah, along with my dad.
You okay? You don't look so good.
I think I'm just a little seasick, that's all.
Liar.
Huh?
You heard me. You've never been good at hiding your emotions, Xion.
Excuse me? Just what do you... No. You're right. I'm sorry.
Is it about Alphen?
No. Not just him.
Something you can't talk about?
Rinwell, I'm not like the rest of you.
Of course you are! No, I'm serious. Back when we first met, I think maybe then I did think we were different. But now I know that isn't true. You and I are the same, Xion. We're alike in more ways than you know. If any of us is different, it's me. I'm a Danan who can use magic. I may be the last. My family and I have been living in hiding as long as I can remember.
Everyone has their own pain that can be hard for other people to understand. I saw the two of you talking and thought you could use a third wheel. So, here I am. Sorry.
If anyone's the odd one out here, it's me. Believe me, you don't want to listen to my problems.
Want me to go?
I didn't say that.
I get that you must have a lot circling around that head of yours. And that's okay. Whatever's worrying you right now, you're allowed to worry about it. And you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I know I'm not a Renan like you, or a mage like Rinwell. I'm not a sovereign, maiden, or lord. I'm just a Danan who used to be a slave. But regardless of all that, I'm here for you, Xion.
That goes for me too. We all want to be there for you. Me and Hootle and even the boys. I promise. I mean, that is what friends are supposed to do, right?
I said this to Alphen, and now I'll say it to you. You're not alone in this.
Thank you. Rinwell. Kisara.
And right on cue, I think I should make my way back and lie down for a bit. My battle with this ship continues.
Yeah, I better head back too. We wouldn't want the guys thinking they're in charge. Can you imagine Law at the helm? Who knows what kind of trouble we'd get into?
Still, if that's true, then it's all the more reason I have to do this.
I think it's safe to rest here now. All right, something is definitely up with Shion.
Yeah, something big by the looks of it. I've never seen her so serious.
So, do you think we should say something to Alphen then?
I was wondering the same thing myself, but then it occurred to me. Whatever this thing on her mind is, it's probably the last thing in the world she wants people to know about. If she's trying this hard to keep it secret, then it's not really our place to go telling people before she's ready.
Yeah.
I can't tell them. There's just no way I could, right? What am I supposed to do?
Ah, Calaglia. Feels like it's been ages.
And wasn't Zephyr with us too?
Dad.
Hey, chin up! This is your hometown!
Everyone around here looks so much happier than they used to.
I'll say. It feels like an entirely different place. I suppose it's had time to adjust to its newfound freedom.
Zephyr would have been so happy to see this.
Yeah, he really would have. Especially if he knew Law was... Law? Something bothering you, Law?
Nah, I'll be fine. It's just, you know.
It still weighs on you, doesn't it? Running away back then.
I abandoned my home. Then when I finally come back, it's been liberated. What's important is that it's free. I get that, I do. I just... I should have been here.
Just one thing after another, and it all falls on my head to...
Hey, Nath.
What? Can't you see I'm... Alphen?
Looks like you have your hands full.
As much as ever. As if I wasn't busy enough putting down the last remnants of Renan rule, I'm up to my ears in Dahnan disputes. And then, to top it all off, that thing had to come crashing down from out of the sky.
Pretty sure we've heard this somewhere before.
But enough about my problems. What can I help you with?
Yeah, we're looking for an old Renan starship. You wouldn't happen to know any around these parts, would you?
A starship? What do you need one of those for?
To get to Lenegis.
Lenegis? Are you out of your damn mind?
Believe it or not, it wouldn't be the craziest thing we've done recently.
Well, I believe it. Well, either way, I'm afraid I haven't heard anything about a starship.
Then do you have any historical records by chance?
Sure, we've got stacks of old records.
Mind if we take a look at them?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Nath.
I read through all of the records, but I only found a single line that might point to what we're looking for. It mentions a rock that shot across the sky and landed past the mountains. The event was recorded just before the first Renan invasion.
And you think that might be the starship?
I don't know. There was nothing else in the records that came even close. It looked like it was someplace called Berg, but maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Berg?
That ring any bells for you?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest volcanoes in Calaglia. I was just there recently, investigating a report of a meteor someone saw.
Another meteor in the same area? Really?
I wonder if it could have been one of those lights that shot out of the wedge.
All the more reason to check it out. Can you tell us how to get there?
The old Zion mine is up that way. One of the veins we abandoned connects to the volcano. Go ahead and use that. But you should be careful.
Huh?
I don't know if it has anything to do with the meteor, but there's a giant Zoogle running riot in there. Never seen anything like it.
A Zoogle, huh?
Well, I turned back as soon as I caught sight of the thing, so I can't tell you much more. Just be real careful if you head out that way. Hmm? All right.
I guess...
Right.
I didn't like the sound of that monster Nath was talking about one bit.
Well, we have to press on. We're going through Zion Mine to Berg Volcano. Let's move.
Everything okay with Hootle, Rinwell? He seems kinda out of spirits.
It must be the heat getting to him. We don't get these kind of temperatures back in Cyslodia.
Calaglians born and raised here struggle with it too, so it's no surprise.
Aha! So that's why his plumage is so white. He was born in a winter wonderland.
Actually, Dan and owls absorb the astral energy of whatever land they're raised in. Where they're born doesn't affect their appearance at all. But that's not why he's white. The real reason is that he's still just a baby. Whoo!
You mean their plumage changes color depending on where they grow up? Weird.
And with all this traveling we've been doing, it wouldn't surprise me if his wings ended up looking like a colorful painting.
I think he suits his snowy complexion. It'll feel strange to see him change.
How awesome would it be if his head and wings were different colors? And his stomach and sides, like a map of our travels! Ow, lay off, will ya? So much for the heat making him docile!
You've only yourself to blame for that one. Hootle takes pride in his appearance, you know.
Fascinating. An appreciation of aesthetic beauty in an owlet so young.
Dohalim, I think you've drawn his attention.
We've reached our destination.
We did a lot today, didn't we, Hootle? This came out so good.
Mind if I join you, Law? Hey, Law. About what you said before.
When?
You were telling me how there were things you wished you could have asked your dad. If you want, you can always come to me with your questions.
What brought this on all of a sudden? Don't I already lean on you enough as it is?
Still, there's plenty you would want to ask him if he was still alive, right?
I mean, yeah, but I think you'll have a hard time answering any of them, if I'm being honest.
How come?
I mean, the stuff I want to ask him about is, like, how he met my mom and how he won her over. Stuff like that. Anyway, not really something you can help with, right?
You're right. Sorry, Law. I can't even begin to imagine how to help with that.
You're telling me. I just wish there was someone experienced I could ask about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was definitely that.
See you guys tomorrow. You guys ready to hit the road? I know. Oh, I am.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
It's quite hot here. The climate feels different.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
So we're back in the Zion Mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again? This is where you and I first fought together.
And also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
Gets by me! The tempest engulfs you!
Knight. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Coming through!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor. So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law. so hot.
Well, yeah. We've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
We need to find that starship. And fast!
Huh. You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
Storm! Freezing storm!
Not today!
I'll grind you into dust! Tempest engulfs you! Is it cool, Red? Time to get out of the way! I'll grind you into dust!
Destruction!
Stop! No armor! No further! Stop me!
Remind me to stay on your
The very minute to turn that battle.
You don't need to sound surprised.
Perhaps I'll put more faith in you then.
Well, hey! Blow them away! How's that?
Acceptable. Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Justice! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
A comfortable win.
Prepare to be sealed!
It's a duel of the arts!
Dance on the wind! Watch this!
Got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Like this should be easy.
Freezing storm!
This one's mine!
Nothing will hold me back. Talon Hurricane! The Tempest engulfs you! Are those rocks skin?
Where are you going?
The earth throbs with pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for your...
In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Torrent Alpha! Sonic Spear! Tornado Drive!
Get toasty!
Burn Strike! Hear me! The Tempest engulfs you! You're mine! They got me flamed!
Burning Strike! Glacial Spear! Freeze Lancer!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
I found some equipment.
Let me take a look at it.
Armor won't save you!
Take this!
Freeze Lancer! Don't mind if I do!
Crumble! Watch this!
Finish it!
Hey! Blow them away! How's that?
Acceptable.
I'll grind you into dust! In a bind? Do it! Blow them away!
Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
We seem to have come across something a little...
I have a bad feeling about this.
Burn in hell!
Eat this! Now it's my turn!
Charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Far enough!
Flying freak! Everything just sit still!
Shionne, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Take this!
Glacial spear.
You're being tough! Enemy flag! Do it! Strong! All yours, Kisara!
Will this help?
I'll finish you here and now! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Talon sword! There you go! Dance on the wind! Like me in a bind? Rip and tear! Dance on the wind! How anticlimactic! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Looks like we won.
My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shionne? Oh, wait. You're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining enemy?
I have a bad feeling about this.
I'll tear you up! Now you see what I can do! Tornado drive! Double demon!
Demon Head, ignite!
You have to aim for the bright area on their back.
It's time! In a bind?
Aim for the weak spot!
Leave the charges to me! We'll do it!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to action!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
No choice!
Shattering tornado drive!
Into the
I'll smash you!
They're hiding thick as armor!
Now I'm in the groove!
Far enough!
I'll grind you with a shot!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara.
Do it, Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
You're mine! Hurricane Thrust!
Dance on the wind!
Tear!
Talon sword! Instinct shot!
Rising
I'll
Spear!
grind you with a shot! Swallow dance! Dance on the wind!
A freezing storm!
Do it! Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to action!
Over so soon?
Ignite!
I'm like bait to the... Now it's my turn. Seismic rupture! In a bind? Hit a word! Seismic rupture! Ready to go! Armor won't save! Now I'm in the groove!
Here's a healing arc!
Double demon fang!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go. Leave the enemy's arc to me.
No complaints here!
This one's mine.
Do it! Go! Say! Blow them away!
Here, let me help.
In a bind? I'm in your debt. I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
A freezing storm!
Rising water!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
The design of... This equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
Coming through!
This one's mine!
Ready and rare! Now you see what I can do! I'll grind you out! I'll grind you out! You made quick work of them!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out! Do it!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
We managed to pull through.
And here I am. Coming through! Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Here goes!
Where are you going?
No further! The tempest engulfs you! Do it! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Radiant here!
Megasonic thrust!
I can carve through armor! Seismic rupture!
Corruption! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash! A merry distraction.
We barely managed to turn that battle.
You don't need to sound
You'll soon see about that!
Perhaps I'll put more faith in you then.
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
Rising Wiper!
Only the best materials in your garments.
You really do have quite the discerning eye, Dohalim.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same to me.
This bridge will hold itself together, right?
Most definitely. Though I won't make any promises.
Which one is it?
And thus our strength yet grows. Callous. Calcified. Calaglia.
What kind of poem is that?
A sparse one.
Let's dispose of the trash.
This one's mine!
Blast in the wind! In a bind?
Gemini, this one's mine!
Orochi's Fury!
Not on my watch!
Swallow dance!
Amazing.
You do it! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
So, fire and earth astral energy, huh?
A perfect combination.
It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly. So don't try anything funny. Especially you, Law. No pushing anyone, not even as a joke.
I'm not a little kid!
An opponent like this should be easy.
Far enough!
You require a hand.
You
Can't get out of this!
It's so fun! I'll smash you!
Annihilation!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Dance on the wind! Blow them away!
Damn it!
None shall escape my judgment!
An astral artist?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
I'll heal you all!
All finished, you hear it now! That frickin' does it!
Thanks, Gio.
Be careful not to overdo it.
In an instant!
Impact block!
Searing flames!
Swallow dare! I'll grind you into dust!
Do it!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you?
I won't forgive you! I can handle it!
You picked the wrong fight!
Easter!
In a bind? All in order.
Armor won't sit! Do it!
Blow them away!
Did you see?
Sure did. The part where you swung and missed, right?
Not that part! It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
This one's mine!
Burst on the wing!
Rising Wyvern!
Crescent flash!
Not on my watch!
Will this help?
It's time! In a bind?
For the weak spot!
Seismic rupture! I'll grind you into dust! Seismic rupture! Tornado drive!
Be still!
The tempest engulfs you!
Far enough!
Dance on the wind!
Inferno punch! Dragon shell!
Seismic rupture!
Now, while it's freely!
Take it
She
down!
can mess with me!
Rising Wyvern!
Now rupture! Come on! It's time! Seismic rupture! I'll grind you into dust! The heavens must be smiling.
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Not necessarily. Both of them contain Earth astral energy. Luckily for me, this area is rich not only in fire energy, but Earth as well.
Let's dispose of the trash!
I'll take you all on!
Armor won't save you!
Can't get out of this!
Now I'm in the
Searing flames! Reload!
Swallow dare!
Crescent flash!
I'm on a roll
Not
now!
on my watch!
Runarongo!
Seismic rupture! I'll grind you into dust! Seismic rupture! Hey! Blow them away! How's that? I'll smash you! Rising River!
I never miss!
Rolling snap! I'll grind you into dust! Kisara! All yours, Kisara! Prepare to be sealed!
Take it!
Hurricane! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Relay! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Mega Ray! Talon Sword!
I'll grind you into dust!
Mega Ray!
This one's blood! Hit a word! Sonic Spear! Eagle Drive!
Here
Armor
goes!
won't save! I'm on a roll now! Tornado Drive!
One more!
Seismic Rush! Take this! Seismic Rupture!
Do it!
All yours, Kisara! Hurricane! I'll grind you into dust!
Onward and upward.
Get lost!
Can't get out of this! Earthen Knuckle! Dance on the wind!
Reload!
Denied!
Not on my watch!
The Tempest! Severing Wind!
Lunar Corruption!
Hit a word! I can carve through! Do it! Hey! Blow them away! How's that?
Will this help?
Now I'm in the groove! Hurricane Thrust! I'll grind you into
I never miss!
Seismic Rupture!
Do it!
Hey! Blow them away!
You can use martial arts too?
Am I overstepping my bounds?
Looks like some solid equipment.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on.
Let's go!
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Ready to go!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogle?
Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
Lightning! Downfall!
Fury! Crumble!
Let's tear him up!
First aid!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
I'll leave it to you! Dragon Form!
Grind you into dead! Can't get out of this!
Sonic!
I'll end you!
Former Blade!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
I'll grind you into dust! I shall ensure you survive this!
Where are you going?
Now you're done! Dance on the wind! I'll smash you!
Mirage!
I'll grind you into dust! Seismic Rupture! I'll grind you into dust! Watch this!
Former Blade!
I'll do you all!
Crumble!
It appears the end is nigh.
More! Take! Blow them away! How's that?
Acceptable.
Seismic Rupture!
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno! Dragon
I'll
Form!
grind you into dust!
Sonic Thrust!
Seismic Rupture!
I'm right behind you!
I'll grind you into dust!
Raging Blade!
All good things come to an end!
Ice Tornado!
Mirage!
I'll grind you into dust! Seismic Rupture!
None shall
Dance on the
escape
wind!
my
Shattering the pieces!
Here I come!
Hear me!
Slap
Flame of
the
Fury!
I'll grind you into dust! Into groove! Dance on the wind!
Shockwave Slash!
Seismic Rupture!
Wide
Can't
open!
get out of it! Won't
Finish
escape
it!
me!
In an instant!
Impact Frost!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Leave the enemy's arc to me!
Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
I'll smash you!
If it's in the sky, it's now!
This one's mine!
I'll tear you apart! Do it! Super Swallow Dance!
I'm on
Rising Light!
That's freaking done it!
Here's a healing
Instinct
arc.
sharpen!
First aid!
Go! I feel like needed you!
Former Blade!
I'll grind you into dust!
Escape, I never miss!
Dance on the wind!
Lightning!
Do it!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
I'll heal you all!
Prepare to be sealed!
Healing circle!
I'm sorry to be a bother.
I'm grateful.
We've all got enough.
Reinforcements incoming!
Yes, ma'am!
Not a problem.
Swallow this! What's this?
I'll heal you all!
Can't get out of this!
Burn in hell!
Eat this! I'll tear you apart!
Healing arc!
Art expert coming through!
First aid!
I'm just amazing!
Blow away!
Whirlwind snap! I'll grind you into dust!
Try harder! Demon Fang!
I'll grind you into burn through armor!
Not in your dreams! Ready!
Lunar Roof, I never miss!
See what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that. Can't get out of this!
It's on!
Crescent Flash!
This one's mine!
Annihilation!
All good things come to an end.
Annihilation!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous Claw!
I'll heal you all!
Tornado Drive!
Healing
Prepare to be
circle!
sealed! I'll grind you into dust! No further!
Perhaps now it isn't time?
I really don't.
Sonic Spear!
Raining Slash!
Seismic
Finish it!
Alpha!
In an instant!
Impact Frost! Go time!
It's It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Alphen!
Watch and learn! That's enough! Go back down!
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go. Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Hey, is that it over there?
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave. We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
they will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Alphen?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alphen.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen! We can fight this! Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shionne, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shionne is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shionne. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. for right now. In a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelegion. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Xian's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Xian's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Did you know?
You mean about Xian?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Xian, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Xian. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No. When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Dahnans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renins. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shionne.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shionne. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Dahnans and Renins, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you, until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renins finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
you know? I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dahnans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Xion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dahna.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life. For as long as I can remember. They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Xion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Dahnan victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dahna in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean... you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Dahnans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dahna. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dahna even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Dahnan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shionne?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Law's blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dahna, we need to take it back at all costs.
That Red Woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shionne, we'll find them. There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a Sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renins actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?